They say Proposition 8 has passed, despite 3 million votes having not been counted. 3 million absentee ballots, one including my own. The debate is ongoing. The Mormons filled the airways with lies, stating that same-sex marriage will be taught in schools. Obviously, that's a complete lie. They also claim that churches may lose their tax exemption if 8 did not pass. Ironically, they may now very well lose their tax-exempt status. They interfered in an election. A church may be one of two things, a church or a lobbyist. They cannot be both. The LDS Church was being both. It's appalling that groups previously discriminated against had a hand in voting yes on this vulgar proposition. Years ago, interracial marriages were banned. Churches were against those, deeming them evil. The courts stood in and overrode the bans, and this was not force overturned by a mere majority vote. This proposition supposedly only passed by a mere 2%. A lot of those yes voters were misinformed people who thought Proposition 8 was something different than what it actually was. Discrimination. Of course, this is involving the whole issue of children and tax exemption. A lot of people actually believe this, even though it's not true. How dare you religious fanatics tell me that because I look physically female, I'm not allowed to marry the woman I love? How superficial can you possibly be? This is about human rights. Appearance should not affect who you can and cannot marry. It's up to the individual person on whom they spend their days with. For the love of God, it's the 21st century already. Gender roles are fading. They shouldn't even exist in this day and age. So why is it that these churches, they seek to put it into the Constitution? Are they trying to make us go backwards? A lot of us have been abused as children, yet you look at us and declare we made a choice to be harassed and berated by society. Using religious beliefs, you have stripped away the rights of California's citizens. You are the same people that think gay and lesbian children should not be protected in schools. You believe that homosexuality is a choice and is thus not a protected group. How dare you? Look around you. Children are getting thrown into walls, spat on, and called monsters because of something they can't help. Why would anyone choose to be hated constantly? How is that protecting the children? Tolerance would protect the children. Imagine that! Tolerance! Probably should give it a try. What did gays and lesbians ever do to you? They were not harming you. They were happily enjoying their rights. They expressed their love for each other. I doubt Jesus would like seeing people's rights stripped away in his name. And you people, yes you, the ones that constantly quote the same lines from the Bible. Leviticus. Don't you dare preach to me about Leviticus if you continue to eat shellfish or pork. Don't you dare tell us we're evil and bad for children if you wear clothing with two types of fabrics woven together. If you're going to choose one part of the Bible, you must follow them all. Wasn't the whole point of Jesus coming to earth and dying for our sins to abolish the Old Testament rules? Jesus said absolutely nothing against homosexuality. You can't forget this line from the book of Ruth. Ruth says, "Entreat me not to leave you or to turn back from following you, for wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people, and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there will be buried. The Lord will do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts you and me." That was between two women. A vow of love. It's said in a marriage ceremony, and yet, for some reason, women can't marry each other? That doesn't make any sense. This proposition places discrimination right below the Equality Clause. The proponents of Proposition 8 claim this bill was not to strip away gay rights, as they claim that domestic partnerships are the same thing. It is not. If a partner died, the other partner may not claim custody of their children or property right off. A cousin could walk in and claim them. If you have a domestic partnership, you also have to prove the relationship as being valid. Married couples do not have to go through these things. The idea of separate and unequal does not work. It has never worked. Didn't work in segregation. It's not working now. Let's use a parallel argument brought up by JTW on a forum post. If you lower the drinking age to 18 for everyone, that gives everyone the same right. But then, let's say the drinking age was raised to 21 for only gays and lesbians. The basic fundamental principles of eco-protection require that the drinking age rules must apply to all Californians. If some Californians get to drink at 18, then all Californians get to drink at 18. These foundational principles of eco-protection do not permit one group of Californians to enjoy a lower drinking age than another group. This is why it's hard to see how the principles of eco-protection are not substantially altered by a rule that subjects one group of Californians to a different drinking age. This is the very situation that we have here. Just plug in marriage for drinking age, and you will inevitably arrive that this matter is a revision, not an amendment. Now let's look at the drinking age parallel once again. Proposition 8 attempts to return the drinking age to 21 for same-sex couples while keeping it at 18 for everyone else. But this contravenes the foundational constitutional principles of eco-protection that, in remarriage cases, cited to lower the drinking age for all Californians. Because there is no constitutional tradition of amending those legal principles on a whim of a 50+1 majority, and because permitting the 50+1 majority to do so now would substantially alter those legal principles. Those legal principles have not been amended. They have been revised. Another poster Stephen brought up, that Proposition 8 at once deprives what the California Constitution regards as a suspect class of something that the California Constitution regards as a fundamental right. Because the court deemed gays and lesbians a suspect class and marriage a fundamental right, holding Proposition 8 as a mere amendment is constitutionally indistinguishable from characterizing as a mere amendment a measure to strip blacks of the right to vote. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not a racist. I believe in equality for everyone. Everyone deserves the same rights. No one should be judged by the color of their skin or their sexual orientation. It's genetic. It's who we are. However, it's becoming increasingly obvious that we must stand up and fight for our rights. We must show the world that we're human beings. It's outlandish that gay rights are stripped away while chickens gain more rights. While I'm all for animals being treated fairly, I can't help but wonder if Californians that voted for Prop 8 consider gays and lesbians as being lower than chickens. It's really painful to see so many people showing such hatred towards a group of people. Don't they understand that we are all living, breathing human beings? We all deserve to be happy. Don't kick us down and tell us that we don't deserve the same privileges as straight couples do. A person's appearance should not determine who you can or cannot marry. Take to the streets, people. Protest your rights. Do not let anyone stand in your way. This is the new civil rights movement. We are the gay and lesbians of California. No one has the right to take our rights away from us.